Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to form questions. This topic is known as Trouvez la question or Poser la question in French, and it's an important French grammar topic that you must know. In this video, we are going to go from the beginner's level in this topic to the mastery level, and after this video, you're going to ace this topic and you'll be able to form questions to all kinds of answers you're given, because I'll be telling you tips and tricks with which you can ace this topic easily. Starting with the beginner's level, these are the two questions you must know: qui est-ce and qu'est-ce que c'est. Qui est-ce means who is this? It's used to refer to a living being. And qu'est-ce que c'est is what is this, and it's used to refer to a non-living thing. Non-living thing includes objects and animals. As in English, animals are also treated as non-livings, right? So, qui est-ce is used to that translates into who is this. So you speak. So if someone enters into your room and you say who is this, that means you are referring to a living being, because you can't say who to a non-living thing. Similarly, in French, we say qui est-ce for who is this, meaning a living being. Now, if a dog enters your room and you say what is this, since it's non-living, so we say qu'est-ce que c'est, qu'est-ce que c'est. Let me show you the examples to make it much more clearer. C'est un enfant. This is a child. Ce sont les enfants. These are the children. C'est Jack. This is Jack. So here, as we see, with c'est and ce sont, these three things are living. So here, qui est-ce will be the question to all these three, right? So all these three are living. So question formed here would be qui est-ce. Example 2, c'est un stylo. This is a pen. Ce sont les stylos. These are the pens. C'est un chien. This is a dog. So here with c'est and ce sont, they are non-living. So a stylo is an object, le stylo is also an object, and a chien is treated as non-living. So since they are all non-living, question form for them will be qu'est-ce que c'est. A pro tip: whichever sentence starts with c'est or ce sont, and you have to use only one of these questions. You can't use any other question, right? So whichever sentence starts with c'est or ce sont, you have to use one of them. Depending on if they are living, you have to use qui est-ce, and if they are non-living, you have to use qu'est-ce que c'est, right? Let's move on to next level. This is the medium level, and now I'll tell you these three methods of question formation. So you can form questions using three methods, that is intonation, est-ce que, and inversion. Intonation means using your voice modulation to convert a normal sentence into a question just with your voice modulation. So the intonation is using your voice to convert a sentence into a question. Since while writing we can't use voice modulation, we simply put the sentence and put a question mark at the end of the sentence to show its intonation. This method is not recommended to use in the examinations, because it's quite easy, and this is not useful for the examiner to assess if you're good at French. So this method is not at all recommended. Example: tu as un livre. You have a book. If you have to convert it into a question using the method of intonation, it would have been tu as un livre, means you have a book, like you use your modulation. Next method that you can use in your examinations is est-ce que. It translates into is it that or do you. Example, tu as un livre, you have a book. So it will become est-ce que tu as un livre, do you have a book. So you simply have to add this phrase est-ce que before the subject. Subject is here tu. Before the subject you simply add est-ce que, right? Est-ce que, and then the whole sentence and then question mark at the end. Since they are questions, you have to put a question mark. Third method is inversion, le inversion. It refers to interchanging the places of the subject and the verb. You basically switch the places of subject and the verb using this method. Example, I say I am a girl. I am a girl. So here I is the subject, am is the verb, and a girl is the object. So if I have to convert it into a question using inversion, it would have been am I a girl? Verb comes in the front. Am was the verb, it comes in the front. Am hyphen I a girl. Am I a girl? Right? So inversion. That is switching up the places of the subject and the verb. So structure of the question you make would be now verb hyphen the subject followed by the object with a question mark. Right? I am a girl would have been am I a girl? Right? Example, tu as un livre. Tu as un livre, you have a book. So here tu is the subject, a is the verb. So here inversion would be this a would come in the place of tu and tu will come in the place of a. So it will be a tu un livre. A tu un livre. A, after a there is a hyphen. Tu un livre means do you have a book, right? Now there are certain exceptions in this rule. So the first exception is while doing inversion with il or el, a T comes in between for the sake of pronunciation. For the sake of pronunciation, because in French we have a rule that two vowels can never come together. There has to be a thing in the between. So here in this inversion we have a T in between two vowels, right? Example, il va au magasin. He goes to the store. He goes to the store. So it is il va au magasin. Your subject is il, verb is va, and this remaining is the object. You don't touch the object, you simply paste it into the question. Then you interchange the places, you switch it up. Il comes in the place of va, va comes in the place of il. So it would have been va il au magasin, va il au magasin. So it would really sound weird, and that's the reason the natives of France, for the sake of pronunciation, put a T in between it. So it becomes what the il au magasin, what the il au magasin. So it's easy to pronounce and easy to understand. So it becomes is he going to the store? So il va au magasin can't be va il au magasin, so it becomes what the il au magasin. You simply have to insert a T in between whenever you see that there are two vowels coming one after the other, right? In inversion you have to put a T in between, and it's only with il and l. Another exception, inversion with je don't occurs. So with je you can only use intonation or est-ce que, and since intonation is not recommended, you have only one choice left, that is est-ce que. You can only use est-ce que with inversion, with je, doing inversion with je. You can only use est-ce que when you have to make a question along with subject as je, right? A pro tip here is students usually mix up est-ce que and inversion, and they make a question with est-ce que, but they also use inversion in that. This is totally incorrect, and please don't make this is a whole lot of a blunder. Don't do this. Example here, Est-ce que tu as un livre? If there would have been a student who have some confusions, might have made the sentence as Est-ce que as-tu un livre? Using two rules at the same time, and this is not done. You can't do that, right? Moving on to the advanced level. Now we'll actually land up how to form questions. So there are some questions that you must know. These are the questions that are to be memorized, because these are some questions that are to be written as it is. Example, I say I am 10 years old. So the question would be, what is your age? You can't make any other question, right? So there are certain limited questions formed, and that's the reason we use these questions itself. So please learn it up, and let me read it for you. The question type is age. So answer given is Je suis 11, means I'm 6 years old. Question formed is Quel âge as-tu? Quel âge as-tu means what is your age? What is your age? So as you see, it was je with avoir verb ai. Yes. Since we have to ask a question, we have replaced it with tu. Like if I say if I ask a question, if I say I'm 6 years old, someone who's gonna ask me the question would be, what is your age? That person will not say what is my age. And that's the reason we use tu here, not je. Understand this logic, that if I say I'm 6 years old, so the second person, the person next to me, would be questioning me, what is my age? He'll be questioning, what is your age? So as per that rule, what is your age, it has to be tu. Similarly, we have conjugated that avoir with tu here. That's why it's a. So quel âge as-tu? And this is the inversion. Similarly, you can read it, and this is an important one, cost. Il coûte 20 euros, means it costs 20 euros. The question will be ça fait combien, means how much it cost. And this is an important question from point of view of examinations. Right? So you can read this list, and there are certain chances of coming, these questions can certainly come in your examinations. Moving on. Now this is the pro level. So I'll be showing you here two tables, table 1 and table 2. In order to make your own questions, you need to know some vocabulary, and the vocabulary that you only have to use is these two tables. Just learn these two tables, and nothing is going to be out of these two tables, right? So I'll read it for you. Prepositions in English and prepositions in French. So from, of, and about means the. Preposition is the. To, at, or in is a. Since, depuis. Till, jusque. By, par. With, avec. For, pour. In, dans. It can also be en, enn. On, sur. During, pendant. So it was table 1 of prepositions. Table 2 is question words. Remember, whenever you use question words, these are known as special question words. So whenever you use these special question words, you have to do inversion with them. You can only use these question words when you have done the inversion in your sentence. Right? So this is a very important rule, that you have to do inversion. Then only you can use these special question words. So who or whom is qui. You say, whom are you talking to? So you have to use the question word qui. Where is où. Where are you going? So you have to use the word où. This is an accent we have put on you. This is an grave accent. You have to put the accents. Otherwise, if you write only OU, it will become or. OU is or as well. But this accent differs it from or. This accent makes it the word where. So remember to put the accent here. When is quant? When is quant means when are you coming? When are you coming? So you have to use the word quant. Why? Pourquoi? Pourquoi? Why are you here? So you have to use the word pourquoi. Which? Quel? Quel. Quel is for the masculine, and quelle is quel is for feminine. What is que? Now, if there is a preposition before what, you have to use what, and it's preceded, means before what a preposition is coming, then it is this what will not be que, it will become quoi. So preposition plus que becomes quoi. So I hope this difference between qua and que is clear. So if you simply say what is this, what, so here this what is this, what is que, but if you say by what means have you come here, by what, so preposition is there with what, so here this by what, in this by what, this what is qua, not que. This is a big difference, you need to know this. Now, how is como? Como. How much is combien? Combien. How much followed by a noun is combien de. So remember, combien de is only used when it's followed by a noun. All of combien de, this word combien de is always followed by a noun. There can be nothing after combien de except for a noun. Now, these are some of the exceptions or the rules you must know. They are to add on to your knowledge. So en, the word en means in, and don also means in. So don or en plus a means of transport is there in the question. Means I've come to India by train, or I've come to India by aircraft. So I've come to India by plane. So here means of transport is there. So you have to use the question word como. This here como we studied. So we have to use this question word como. Then its example is je voyage en avion. I travel in airplane. So the question would be comment voyagez-vous? Means how you travel. Right? How you travel. And remember, in what you travel is not the question. This is a very big blunder students make. In what you travel, it's not a question. In English also it doesn't make any sense. In what you travel, right? So we always say how you travel. This is the basic English. Similarly, this rule is also applied to French. So how you travel. Similarly, comment voyagez-vous. So here, as you see, inversion is done because I told you without inversion it's not acceptable. So inversion is a must. And I told you preposition plus que is qua, right? Preposition plus que. So then here, if que is preceded by a preposition, this que turns into qua. This I've already told you, and further in the examples I'll take this point up. Coming on to the mastery level. Now this is how to form questions using the table you've just seen. Remember, if you don't know the table, you won't be able to ace it. So learn the table first. So we are going to see how to use both of those tables and form questions. Example, il va a Paris. Il va a Paris means he, il, third person singular, he, va is aller verb to go, he goes, is to, I told you the preposition to, so he goes to Paris. He goes to Paris. The question formed here will be où va-t-il? Où va-t-il means where he goes. Where he goes. An inversion is there, as you can see here. Right? Où va-t-il? So you need to know. So this is, you have used the contents of table 2 here That is où you have used. Où means where, right? Second example you have, this shows the combination usage of table 1 and 2. So, je parle de ma soeur. It means I speak of my sister. I speak of my sister. So, for making its question, it will be de quoi parles-tu? De quoi? De qui parles-tu? De qui parles-tu means of whom you speak. Of whom you speak. So here the preposition qui is used. Sorry, the preposition the is used. And the question word qui is used. And the inversion. So that's the reason I told you to learn table 1 and 2. Because it's going to help you here. Now, these are some very, very important points to note. If there is a preposition used in the answer, like here if you see example 2, the preposition used here is the, which means of. I speak of my sister, so of is the preposition here, the. So if a preposition is used in the answer and it also belongs to table number 1, I showed you a table in that if it belongs to table number 1, this list, if it's belong, by we see it's here in this table, that means you're going to start your question with that particular preposition. Means if there is a preposition used in the answer, your question that you're forming has to start with that particular preposition. Like in this sentence, example 2, the was a preposition of, we have used this the in the beginning of our question to make it more meaningful. That's the reason you have to identify the preposition. So I speak of my sister, of whom I speak. If this the was not there, it will be whom I speak, whom you speak. So it would have made no sense. That's the reason we have used the key here, right? Second most important point is yatta il. Yatta il. Yatta il means is there. You all know we write ilya. ILYA, Ilya, for there is. Ilya for there is. So if we do its inversion, Ilya inversion will be yatta il. Yatta il. So this is there is used in many questions, and so I thought that I should give it here for the sake of vocabulary. Right? So if you want to make a question, is there an exam today? Is there? So you can use yatta il on exam aujourd'hui. Yatta il an exam aujourd'hui means is there an exam today? The most important point now. In your exam, you might get questions in which C is used. C. I'm going to tell you what is C, but before that, you should know this rule that with C, you have to form a question with est que c'est plus the negative. Means the sentence has to be in the negative tone. It should not be in the affirmative tone. It should be in the negative tone with est que c'est. That means the second method of question formation we have to use. Right? Now what is C? C means saying yes to a negative question. Example, if I ask you, don't you go to school? And you say, yes, I go to school. So the question formed here was, don't you go to school? Means it's a negative sentence. Don't you go to school? Don't. Negative sentence. And then you say, yes, I go to school. So here you will be answering with C. C. Because you answer affirmatively to a negative question. Now if I say, don't you eat chocolates? Don't you eat chocolates? And you say, yes, I eat chocolates. So instead of we, O-U-I, we, you'll be writing C. C. We'll be seeing how to make the question with C right here. So now we are going to practice some questions, and that's the last part of the video. And this will help you in mastering the topic. So here's a table, and these are the answers to some questions, and I've also given you which question word you have to use, because I know you might not have learned table 2 right now fully. So you can use these question words and try forming the questions. Now I'm also going to show you the answers. I'm going to explain each line with meaning. So you can try it out yourself by pausing the video. And now I'm going to show you the answer, the questions formed out of the answers. So here are the questions formed. Now I'm going to tell you the meanings. Je ne vais pas à l'école parce que je suis malade means I did not go to the school because. Parce que is because. So I did not go to the school because I was sick. I did not go to the school because I was sick. Wherever you see the word parce que, it is a keyword for you to note that you have to only and only use pourquoi. If you use anything other than pourquoi in the case of parce que sentence, it will be wrong. Point to note here. If you see parce que in any of the sentence and you have to make a question for that, the question word you have to use out of table 2 is only pourquoi. You can't use any other word other than pourquoi. Because if I say I don't go to school because I was sick. Because now the sentence you'll be making is why didn't you go to the school? Why? Right? Reason. That's why we use pourquoi. So the question formed here will be pourquoi tu ne vas pas à l'école? Means why you didn't go to the school. Remember here it was in with je, first person singular, and here it's with tu. So you have to change the conjugation respectively. So you have to know you have to know the conjugations of the verbs. Wise are led verb, right? That's why we've used pourquoi here. I hope it's clear. Yeah, I'm driving on to the second part. Il y a 10 stylos dans la trousse. There are 10 pens in the pouch. So it says there are. Il y a, I told you il y a. For il y a, the inversion is yattail, right? For il y a, it becomes yattail, right? It was this il y a. So il y a 10 stylos dans la trousse. There are 10 pens in the pouch. So question what to here uses combien de. Combien de means how much. And I told you in the table 2 that combien de is always followed by a noun. So as you see here, combien de followed by a noun. Stylos are noun. So combien de stylos y a-t-il dans la trousse? You saw y-a-t-il was used here. Y-a-t-il, right? So it means how many pens are there in the pouch? How many pens are there in the pouch? Next, j'ai vu un chien. I saw a dog. AIVU, this VU is voir verb, vu, and it's the passé composé, right? So I saw a dog. We'll be using qui, right? So qui as-tu vu? Qui as-tu vu? Qui means who or whom. So whom did you see? Or whom you saw? So whom is qui? You saw. You for you, I have used you. For saw, I have used saw is in the passé composé, so it will be avu, ASVU, avu, and with the inversion it will be qui as-tu vu? Qui as-tu vu? How I've done the inversion with passé composé, let me mention it here. So I've mentioned the question word here, qui, then then if I see it without inversion, it would have been tu as-vous, tu as-vous. So your verb is a. So I've changed the places. Qui as-tu vu, right? Now, il va à Paris. Il va à Paris. He goes to Paris. Here we'll be using où. He goes to Paris. Where does he go? So où va-t-il? Where does he go? Or where he goes? Où va-t-il? We have used T in the between for the sake of pronunciation. Va-t-il, right? Then, je déteste le carotte. I hate the carrot. I hate the carrot, right? The question word here will be what. So what do you hate? What do you hate? So que détestes-tu? Que détestes-tu? Like what do you hate? Next question. Ce stylo est a 50 euros. Means this pen cost 50 euros. We'll be using combien, right? So it will be combien coûte ce stylo? Means how much this pen cost. How much this pen cost. So we have used combien. Then je visiterai Delhi la semaine prochaine. I will visit Delhi the next week. So when you have used your when, quand. So when will you visit Delhi? Quand visitez-vous Delhi? Means when you will visit Delhi. Here we have used a tense, that is futur proche, right? Futur proche we have used, which is a near future. So je visiterai Delhi. I will visit Delhi the next week. So it is when will you visit Delhi? I've done the inversion. It's very important to do inversion. Then, je pensais à mon anniversaire. I was, I think of my birthday. Anniversaire is not anniversary, it's birthday. So I think of my birthday. I think of my birthday. So we'll be using what here, what. So what you think of. Then we have a preposition here. If you see, the rule I just mentioned here, if there is a preposition used in the answer, question has to start with a preposition, with that particular preposition. You see, the preposition used here is a, this preposition. So we'll be starting our question with this preposition. Let me mark it here. Here, this was this preposition a, and as per this rule I mentioned above, we have to use this preposition in the beginning of our sentence. So I've started my sentence with a. That's the preposition. So je pense à mon anniversaire. I think of my birthday. So of what you think. Of what you think. A. Then we can't use que here. As I mentioned, preposition plus que is quoi. So we'll be using, since the preposition, you can't use que, you have to use quoi. That's the reason quoi is here. So a quoi penses-tu? Of what you think. Of what you think. Then, si j'aime le fromage. Yes, I like the cheese. So as I mentioned here, wait a minute. Yeah, like I mentioned here, with si, you have to make a question with est que c'est and negative. Hmm. So, and I explain you the meaning of this word see. That means replying affirmatively, replying positively to a negative sentence. So your question answer is si je aime le fromage. Means yes, I like the cheese. So what must be the question? Question must have been, don't you like cheese? Yeah, so the question we'll be forming is est-ce que c'est? We'll be putting est-ce que c'est as per the rule, est-ce que c'est? And then you have to make it in negative. Est-ce que c'est? Tu n'aimes pas le fromage? So it's, don't you like the cheese? Don't you like the cheese? Remember, if there's a question with C, you have to follow this rule of est-ce que c'est and making it with negative. Ne pas makes it negative. Right. If you want more practice on this topic, please comment me. I'll be bringing more such questions, and I can even make an explanatory video if you want for all the questions I'll be posting. So please comment me if you want more questions and their explanations as well.